Consider two individuals, Mark and Peter. Mark is in his early 20s. He has a good job, a good apartment, family and friends. He pretty much has a good life. Peter is in his late 70s, living off a pension and spends most of his time alone in a senior care center. Who do you think is generally happier between the two? Most people will say Mark is, and with good reason. I mean, look at his life. This will surprise you, but Peter is actually happier than Mark. The question is, why? Why would someone whose physical and mental functions are degrading be happier than someone who is still young and healthy? It poses a general question, which is, why do the elderly feel happier than youths, who are younger, stronger, and healthier? As you think about the possible explanations, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you have not subscribed yet, you are missing out. Coming back to Mark and Peter, Mark is in the position to experience more things in life, such as hiking, going to the movies, swimming, camping, and much more. These are all things which boost happiness. Peter, however, doesn't have such opportunities. Certainly, the answer doesn't lie in how they spend their time. Mark tends to meet more people in the day besides his family. He has good social interactions with friends and colleagues. Peter is mostly alone in a senior care center and occasionally benefits from the visit of one or two of his children. He rarely sees his grandchildren. You need to see the joy on his face during each of those visits. It's like he won the lottery. What's more, Mark is in his prime, as we already know. He can engage in his favorite activities. Peter has a few medical conditions, diabetes, pneumonia, and heart disease. Did I mention that he is in a wheelchair? If he could move himself at least, things would have been better for him. Yet, he's happier than Mark. This is intriguing. If the answer isn't found on the outside, maybe, just maybe, it's on the inside. What does Peter do that Mark doesn't? Every day, Peter starts by counting his blessings and gratitude. He has a diary in which he writes them down. He then takes time to meditate on them. He cultivates optimism by always choosing to look on the bright side of events, situations, and future possibilities. This despite the circumstances. He negates the negative by deliberately limiting the time spent dwelling on the problems. He doesn't spend time comparing himself to others. There are several reasons why Peter should be unhappy, but he isn't. Several things he could be negative about, but he doesn't just have time for that. He is aware that his time on earth is limited, and so what he does is to seek for emotional contentment. Peter achieves this from the inside by mastering his thoughts. He will spend time thinking about those positive experiences, mentally going back to those locations where he had uplifting experiences. He relieves pleasant memories. Peter isn't burdened by the cares of the everyday life, the daily stressors which Mark encounters. He has all the time to reflect. Does this mean that Mark cannot be as happy as Peter is, or even happier? Does this mean that we must grow old before we can be happier? Certainly not. Simply do what Peter does every day. Count your blessings and write them down. Be truly grateful for them. Choose to be optimistic by looking at the bright side of every event or situation. Look at future possibilities. Limit the time you spend wallowing on the negative or dwelling on problems. Avoid unhealthy comparisons. This is easier said than done. You need to do this consistently every day. It requires a conscious daily effort and discipline. You can live happy in your youth. Simply be a Mark on the outside and a Peter on the inside. Start applying this today and enjoy happiness. I believe this inspired you. Please like and share with all your friends and family. Help them to increase their happiness. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell to be notified of our more life-changing content like this. It will also help us to keep making them. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, Best Tech remains your best bet.